The first day actually, was a day where I think one of the first scenes that we recorded was the Momiyage day, where we recorded like the music video. And then after that, we recorded like a bunch of scenes with Rosemi, and I was like, I was nervous, right? I was nervous because it was my first time in the 3D studio, but having Rosemi there, you know, making me laugh, making me just feel like, you know, like this is just like a really fun thing to do. Rosemi was always focused on making things fun, making things enjoyable, that it really shot up my confidence. So when I was, so whenever I needed to act or needed to just like do something, I just fell into fun mode Doppio, and I got confident and I was just able to like do stuff. And I feel like the whole process, the whole filming, everything, even editing and being very communicative with like staff and everyone, it was just all fun. Everything was just all fun.
Doppio invited me to his 3D. I don't even know what to say. That was so crazy. When he asked me to sing the Mayo song, I was like, oh yeah, I've heard that song before, but I never like learned it to sing it, because who in their right mind would sing that song, right? And I was like, how do you sing the song? So I tried my best, but actually it was pretty catchy. I have good lip. That was so crazy! That was so crazy, because I remember I was like trying to like balance it right, and then they were trying to put like the karaage in the mayo, and then I remember staff was like, oh, like, no, a little bit, like the 3D staff was like, no, a bit more here, a bit more here, yeah, hold your leg out a bit more like this, and I'm like trying to balance my leg perfectly. It was so crazy, man. What the hell?
It's so catchy. I know, I love the song so much. Rosemi doing a handstand, I thought it was crazy. Like that is impossible.
Why was I upside down? Because we were trying to recreate the original, like from the illustration. And then Doppio for some reason is like, okay, now we're gonna be in 3D. And I'm like, what?
Doppio's so surprised that everything turns 3D.
So then they were like, so Rosemi, what do you want to do? And I'm like, well, I guess I would like to faithfully recreate the original. They were like, how are you gonna do that? I'm like, I don't know, I'll just do it. And everyone was like, what the hell?
I was like trying to figure out like, oh, what am I going to do to like, to show that I was like struggling with like the journey of being a hero. It's just, oh, what if I just keep tripping over myself? But I thought it was really fun.
I ran so fast. Oh, in the scene where I had to run, yeah, I gave some ideas. Doppio wrote a really long script for his 3D. I gave him like a few little ideas for some parts. For that part, he was like, okay, let's just shoot us walking. And I'm like, how about if when you're walking, I'm just gonna do laps around you. So I was like, the first time, I'll like just lightly jog. And then I'm like, the second time, I'm just gonna sprint past you and go like, it was really funny. And then at the end, I was like, come on, time to go. Bring out the Uma Musume. Yeah, literally. There's the RPG part. That one he wrote the script for it. And I was like, what the hell? And he was like, yeah, the joke is you're gonna be really OP. And I'm like, okay. And then he was like, yeah, you're just gonna beat everything with one punch, and you're gonna be like level 999. And I'm gonna be like, look at this weak looking NPC. And I'm like, yeah, if you think about it, I'm like Sung Jin Woo from Solo Level. I am Mr. John leveling. Rosemi, level up! Yay! Yeah, Piccolo is so so cute. Every time she comes in with her little bat and she's like... And at that one point, I was like, yeah, let's go, Petra! Again, some of these like small things are unscripted, and I'm just like, who am I not to cheer for Petra? Let's go, Petra! Let's go, Petra!
It's so.
How come she slapped him for me laughing? Because I'm not, you know what? I she can't smack me. You know, we're in it together. You know, it's the bond. You know, it's like, you know what they say, blood runs thicker than water. Is that the quote? I don't know. But she can smack Doppio. Everyone can smack Doppio.
Petra hitting me. Petra hit me like 4 times. I remember saying, "Can you hit me harder?" That's actually one of my favorite memories. When I said, "Can you hit me harder?" Can you hit me harder? You actually got hit? Yes, of course I did. Of course I did. Their staff was like, "Do you want it to like stop before you actually get hit?" And I'm like, "No, I want to get hit. Hit me." M じゃない。M くない。けど、面白い。